Jokes. We all love them.
But what happens when they don't work?
I'm Charlie Bowers.
And I'm Walter Jack.
Watch us now as we work with one lucky comedian.
Transforming subpar material
Into comedy gold. Welcome
to the Joke Clinic. Who have we got this week?
Oh, we've got Carl.
Carl Carzana.
Carl Carzana.
Like carbonara.
Like, yes. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Is that where it comes
Similar.
from?
It's Italian, yeah. And it's from my
I don't
mum and
think
dad.
carbonara is Italian, is it?
No. Where's it
Yeah.
from?
It's Spanish.
Spanish.
A little bit.
Oh.
It's similar. It's fine. Go on. Yeah, go on.
So is
it's
it
Italian as well.
Carvana?
Kazana, yeah.
Carzana.
Yes, you've
Yes,
got
that's how they
lovely.
say it.
Yes.
In the Basque country.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
very authentic. You're from that area
I
yourself,
am.
yeah?
Yeah, I certainly am.
The Bowers, of course. It's obvious from the name.
Bowers. Yeah,
Bath.
that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
My old stomping ground. Okay. Well, what about you then? Have you got anything
To say for yourself.
Oh, cool. Yeah, sure. Thanks very much for having me. I appreciate it. It's one of my favourite podcasts to sort of have on in the background.
not a
and stuff.
podcast
Oh dear.
Sorry.
in the background?
Well, just when you're doing other things, not like I know it's filmed, but it's audio as well.
So
isn't it?
you listen to it, you don't watch it.
Yeah. Well, I just have it on in the background.
You're going to be missing quite a lot then, I would have thought.
Yeah.
So when we give advice on visual cues and prop comedy and physical comedy, you don't get any of that.
No, I hear it, and then I imagine what that's.
Well, you don't hear physical comedy. I think there's a big understanding gap.
We're going to
should I
have
put
Phrase
watch?
I'd use.
Watch the.
Yeah. First thing, watch the Joke Clinic. Don't just listen to it. I think there's going to be a lot
we'd
to get
wanted
through.
to do it as a radio thing, we'd have done it as a radio thing.
Yeah.
It would be on Radio 4, but
Yeah.
we declined that and went this way. So.
We did.
Sorry, it won't happen again. I won't. What is it? Like a show,
It's a web series.
web series.
It's a web series, an educational web series. Lectures.
Webucational.
Webucational. Perfect. Refrain from calling it a podcast. I'll have to edit that out.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry for calling it a podcast. So it's about the Beatles, and I say I love music. My favourite all-time ever song is by the Beatles. It's 8 Days a Week, and then I say I could listen to that song 24/8, 4/17.
How does that work then? 20. Oh, hang on, they're all prime numbers. Got it. Lovely. That's
No.
really good, actually. It's really clever.
Okay.
It's not.
Yes.
It's not that though. It's because the song is 8 days a week, and there's the expression 24/7, 365. So I've changed that as though there were 8 days in a week.
Too clever. This one is too clever for me. I
Okay.
think what you're doing is you're assuming a level of intelligence that probably most of the crowd aren't going to have. All right.
Sure.
So you're asking too much of them. I'd say simplify it. If the song was called 2 days a week, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd say my favorite song is 2 days a week, I could listen to it 24 to 100
What would it be?
100 and
17.
well, it doesn't. The numbers aren't important. What you've done is you've simplified it, so the audience aren't going to be thinking about it. So we shouldn't think about it either.
And pick funny numbers.
Yeah.
6 sounds a bit like sex.
Yes.
People love sex jokes. They're perennially popular, aren't they? You'll be jotting all this down, Colin. You can work with all this.
6.
69. That's a funny number. Not honestly sure why, but that always gets a laugh.
Yeah, you can see here. There's so much that you haven't done with this joke, and we're always saying jokes are sometimes about what you don't say, but in this case, it's very much about what you do say and you haven't said it. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
well put. Yes.
So I should change it to 6 days a week.
Paradise, Coldplay.
Yes.
a much more popular song with a young crowd.
Yeah. So you now think change the song.
Of course I do. Change the song, change the numbers. So have a go with that, Carl. Take on board what Charlie's been saying, what I've been saying, and try and run that. So we're going with Coldplay. Are we going prime numbers? There's so much in this, isn't there?
There's too much, I think, for me. I think maybe just say my favourite song is Paradise by Coldplay.
And just hum it gently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's give that a go to camera.
I love music. My favourite song is Paradise by Coldplay.
Yeah.
It's going to have to work on the humming, I think.
Yeah, there's
something there.
We'll get you a vocal coach. Well, we won't get that. You'll have to pay for that. Corrections from last week's episode. It's been brought to our attention that there was an error. We said that Einstein was a British mathematician, but unfortunately that wasn't actually correct, so we need to apologise. He was a scientist, not a mathematician. Apparently he was actually quite bad at maths, so we got that one very wrong. So first correction there.
We hold our hands up.
Our hands up. Yeah. Well, I've got a glass in one, but we hold as many hands up as we can.
As we have available. Yes. He'd have liked that, actually, wouldn't he?
He would.
With the numbers.
Yes, he would have loved that. Oh no, he wouldn't, because he's not.
That's exactly the point you were making. So that's helped to reinforce that.
Correction to the correction. I think that would be.
He's in the advert with him in.
Second correction, I would say, is Asus, the manufacturer of your laptop. They actually
very good laptops.
Well, hold fire there, because they have actually been in touch with us, and they wanted us to make it absolutely clear that we are not affiliated with Asus in any way. They are not a sponsor of ours, and we receive no financial.
Do we not?
No.
Well, I thought we did.
No, we don't actually, and they wanted us to make that clear.
Well, why have I been banging? Because it's a shit laptop, honestly.
Oh, I thought you liked it.
No, it's shit. I was only saying that because I thought we were getting.
Well, definitely don't say that, because they won't like
There's
that.
no letter Z on there at all.
They'll like that even
so
less.
So that's a real problem.
I suppose if they're not
I
paying
have to download the Z off the internet every time I want to type a Z.
What? What do you mean?
Well, I have to download the letter Z off a website. I'll show you now. And this is about kitchens at the moment, but I'll just change that. I'll open another tab, and then I'll type in Z into there. There it is, look, and it's come up with Zoom, for instance. So that's got so I go in there, and then you can copy and paste the Z out of there. Yeah, got it. Copy, paste, and there we are. Yeah. So that's what I have to do, which is quite long-winded.
You Google the letter Z and then copy and paste.
Copy and paste. Yep.
Could you email yourself the letter Z?
That's a good idea.
It's always there in your inbox.
That's a good idea.
That's just gonna. Sometimes a mistake is an opportunity, isn't it? That's what we have to remember in comedy. Sometimes it's not, of course.
Yep. And sometimes every opportunity is a mistake.
That's also true.
Yeah. So if you think to yourself, that's an opportunity, be wary of it, because it's probably a mistake.
When you start a gig off, when you walk onto the stage, what have you got in front of you?
A microphone.
A crowd.
Yeah, crowd.
Your job is to turn that crowd into an audience.
Oh, yes. And how are you going to do that? How are you going to turn that crowd into an audience, do you think, Carl?
Great jokes and a lot of energy.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
You're gonna connect with them on a personal level, but also on a very impersonal level as well.
Yes, alienation is the word I was thinking.
Alienation.
You can alienate an audience.
Yep.
You've got them in your palm of your hand.
If you can alienate a crowd, then you've got an audience.
Exactly right.
How would I alienate them?
Well, I think you're demonstrating that very well already.
I love soup. My favourite flavour is de jour. I don't know what they're putting in these de jours, but every time I have it, it's like I'm having a completely different soup.
I've got one word for you. Croutons. Okay? Yep. Croutons are really going to elevate this. If you go to a restaurant and you order the soup, and when they bring it over, it's got croutons in the top of it, that's how you know you're in a nice place. Okay?
Yeah.
So get some croutons in there, maybe a bit of bread, and some butter.
Bread and butter.
And because I like to butter my bread before I dip it in my soup, and I know I'm not the only one. Once you start to add the croutons and the bread, this is going to feel a lot more hearty, isn't it? This joke. It's going to feel like a proper meal.
Yeah.
You don't want an audience to go away hungry, do you?
No, you don't. You certainly don't. So add in the croutons, add the bread. Bread's going to be on a side plate or something, isn't it? When that's brought over.
Little dish of olives, or have we gone too far now?
No, I'd like some olives. Some olives would be very nice as well.
I do worry it's becoming more about the food than...
Good.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Perfect.
Yeah. Do they all have lisps over there then? Round a stuffed vine leaf in a Greek restaurant. I'm not... Sorry.